expected back to the lineup on Saturday. Here is George knifing his way to the rim and lays it in with terrifying ease.
Probably another month or so with a suspension. Oh no, Paul George, make us proud. Bounces off the backboard. Oh, Montrezl Harrell does the rest.
They're saying defense to offense, Clipper fans. That's what you're going to see all year long.
Lou to Paul George, curling, catching. Oh, damn! The Clippers take a 1-point lead.
Not for two, for three. What about the timing of this play? Slip the pick and roll. What a play right there drawn up by Doc Rivers. One of the best we've seen at drawing up plays and getting his players wide open shots. It's a big time play, Brian.
But they really rely on him. Paul George, little stroll down the lane.
Game number 4 after a significant layoff. Don't stand up, Enes Kanter, because that crossover is going to go right by you. And look at the
JaMychal Green to Harkless. Harkless feed inside to Paul George, off balance, count it, and one.
through the first stretch of this basketball game. Going to go and look like he's going to go one-on-one, and then opportunistically, Paul George does a tremendous job cutting. Nice.
Second foul. He did that last March here against the Knicks. Clippers get the rebound. Here comes Montrezl. Down the lane and down the hatch it goes.
I want to talk about a great fast break, but the awesome pass by Mr. Paul George and the animal, the energy man, Mr. Montrezl Harrell, with a nice finish.
Clippers have 15 assists. It over. Beverly and the Clippers have numbers if they push. To George, to the cup. Oh my! Look out below! Paul George with points 16 and 17.
Pick off by stepping up into the passing lane, and then this is a wind-up throw it down by Paul George.
George bullies his way to the rim. Wraparound pass to Montrezl. Counted and a foul.
On Trez, watch this. Forces his way through, brings the third defender over, and then finishing while the defender's hanging on him. Trez, the strong finish.
The Morongo good times moment. Montrezl had 12 for 2 of 8, and you're tied with 24 minutes to play. Good give and go with Zubac, and he lays it up and in with the right hand. 3 free throws.
Let's watch the follow-through now. Zubac's there with that pick-and-roll pass.
Next year, in terms of points scored together, they've only gotten better. How about a turnover? Here comes Paul George. Oh my! He covered a lot of ground.
I just love Pat. Look at him. Look at PG. Look back at Hutchinson. Put him in the basket.
Paul George, needless to say, San Antonio was a bit of a fluke. He is 9 of 14 in this first half.
Dangerous right there, and here you want to see something smooth. That's a smooth step back.
George and Leonard play catch late on the clock for Paul George.
Two-man game right here. You look at Kawhi, creates an advantage, breaks down the defense, and Paul George, such a quick trigger out there.
George finds a seam to the rim with the right hand and lays it in.
Right here, but guess what? Paul George, nice split, nice finish. Player can have that kind of impact on the entire team's three-point shooting.
Trez down the lane to the rim with the right hand, counted and a foul. 86-65.
He's on fire. He's going to come down and shoot that next shot. He just does it all. He's patient. He understands.
Really valuable time, and taught Siakam a lot about the mental approach to the game. Paul George with just his second field goal of the night right there. He's got 8. And get that 10 to 12 foot jump shot. George up, under, and in. Timeout, Minnesota. The layup drill. Then right here on the chart, I'm going to go strong to the basket. George. How about the handle? Cradles the ball to the rim. Counted and a foul.
Look at Paul George's handle right here. Keeps a guy off balance. Finishes under duress.
Bridges did a pretty good job watching Leonard in that game in late October. George gets below the dotted line, puts it up and in, counted and a foul.
Drag him down in the paint. And now because Paul George is 6'8" and can elevate right over him, he gave him a little bump to the foul on the play for
Leonard and George. Paul George now with 6 3-pointers. Here's Westbrook. Oh, he's ejected by George.
Stay in the play. He was lost. Look at the timing, the recovery, the athletic.
You know, a couple years ago in Toronto, he really started shooting that three and shooting it well.
George, counted on a foul.
Playing this foul right here. Getting that contact, but not only that.
Bucket would go a long way here. Paul George. Wrap around to Trez. Ball fake.
Flushes it in with 2. Ask and you shall receive.
Right now, a 7-point game. Paul George
Banks it home as the shot clock expired.
Prize pickups for the Jazz. The front office continues to do a great job in Salt Lake, but he is out. Hasn't really found his rhythm. Here's a guy looking for his rhythm and perhaps found it there. 3 by Paul George. And gets his 4th 3 of the night right there.
You know what I don't like about those plays? Buddy Hield had 2 possessions wide open in the corner. Sometimes when you use that shot fake, take the contact to get those 3 free throws as Mr. PG-13 knocks down a 3.
Talk about the game being global. The Dream Team goes over there and wins by 60 and 70 every single night. Can't let Marcus Morris Sr. get to the middle. Wow.
Over the shot clock, scraping Staples Center's roof.
Help them to great careers. Maybe it'll improve mine.
5-2 start for Sacramento. They lost last night at home in the capital city.
You'll see Paul George. He just hangs in the air. That last step and a half kind of slows down. The defender keeps going by him, and he winds up with a clean look.
George showing off the handles and then shows off the touch.
Paul George lose that defender with the tricky dribble and gets himself a clean look. And
Beverly comes away with rebound number 4. Clippers looking for the lead. George to the rack, reverse leg. Oh my! Reorganizes in mid-flight, lays it up and in, counted on a foul.
Crossy's willing to give it up. He changes gears, Paul George, and finishes.
Nice look there, Paul George. Great job by the camera crew.
Manufacturing points obviously is a challenge right now.
Harrell from George.
Danger zone. Yeah, they're going to use another one quick here. There's Harrell playing pick and roll with Paul George. Game's easy sometimes, Big Ten.
A rough one last night in Utah for the Portland Trailblazers. As Damian Lillard, you feel for them with how hard they are playing. Here's Paul George. Oh, a seductive ball fake. Gets a couple of defenders to do a flyby, and he lays it in.
Take a look at Paul George. Watch how strong he is. Right into the big man, looking for the contact.
George spins away from Drummond, gets the contact, counted on a foul, and give him one more on the house.
To switch onto him, Drummond. Now he spins back away from him, right into Sexton.
Isolation, Embiid. The fake and the blind shot is off. George flips it ahead. Nice catch. Zubac's big finish.
Test at the rim. Walker's normally a very good finisher there for a small guy.
There's Zubac. They like to go to him early. It counts in the foul, and Zubac will head to the line.
You can see a little lob. Tatum gets caught in front, and
Lisa Zubac is doing a phenomenal job pushing Valanciunas out of his space, which allows Paul George to finish with a third.
Surrounded by white shirts, has his footing taken away. Clippers recover. George down the lane. The floater is good. 89-77.
And he snakes through the middle between the leg and splits 2 defenders.
He turns it over. He thought it was foul. Paul George goes and finishes.
Millsap thought about a foul, but backed off.
but Mike, he was so well coached at SMU. They were an excellent team in his career there. As Horford picks up his 3rd.
And 1.
Ability to play out a pick and roll. So good at keeping the defender behind him, and challenging the big defender.
Who was always playing for the right reasons. Wants to win every single night. You also always have a chance when Paul George is making shots like that, partner.
Harden beat Beverly off the dribble. George on a 2-on-1 took it the length of the court.
Paul George with the three-pointer.
Little hand back right into the three-point shot. Big time skill.
And a rough way to open up for Golden State. George on a ball fake out of the timeout. Fade away, book it.
That's one way that Paul George has scored effectively in this league.